And the layup falls.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Livingston dishes to Green. Lets it go from deep. No good from Clark. Bulls have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Well, their pass to Brooks. Pass to Noah. Outside Butler. Shot clock at 6. Jumper off the screen. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
A look from Green. Chicago grabs the miss.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Now here's Brooks. Guarded closer. Portis, the pass to Butler. Noah with a screen for Butler. Shot off the pick. And the call will be against Joakim Noah. That is his first foul of the game.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Some changes for Chicago. Pau Gasol's checked in for Noah. Dunleavy comes in for Mirotic. And it's Rose in for Brooks. Different look here for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut checked in for Spates. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. Thompson, he's checked in for Ian Clark. And it's Stephen Curry in for Sean Livingston. Bogut with a screen on Butler. It's Thompson off the drive. Now here's Barnes, defended by Dunleavy. Barnes can't get it to go. A nice bounce back here for Harrison Barnes. Clark in year 3 moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
Now here's Curry. Kicks to Bogut. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Chicago making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Portis, and Justin Holiday subbed in for Jimmy Butler.
I tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
Curry outside. No luck. Good D by Holiday.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Here's Rose. Gasol kicks to Gibson. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gibson's got it all tied up now for the Bulls.
And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year, and that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of your game.
It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long, Clark, as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
He's checked in for Green.
Come on, Chicago.
The Warriors have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter.
And with Powell, that 46-point game, he became the oldest player to get 45 points and 15 rebounds.
Now here's Curry. Barnes can't get it to go.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Holiday dishes to Rose. feeds it to Gibson. Back to Rose. He kicks it to Gasol. Clock at 4. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on Andrew Bogut.
And a final point, guys, with Powell's career game. It's crazy to think that he did it while not being the first offensive option. I mean, he had been the go-to guy with his time in Memphis for so long.
Pau Gasol was the number 3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a second-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
McDermott's checked in for Mike Dunleavy. Ezeli's checked in for the Warriors. Both free throws good from Gasol. Talking about Pau and brother Mark, both of them were excellent last season. The difference is that Pau has always been considered a great prospect, so detractors are much harder on him when they see cracks, I think, Greg, in his game.
Yeah, you know, for Marc Gasol, it can only exceed expectations because they started out so low. I'd simply say that if I had to pick between one or the other for best career, I'd do everything I could to pick both.
Good way to get out of it. Good answer.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And here is Curry. There's the pick. From deep. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Bulls out front. They lead by 4. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to. And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Pau Gasol with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Just a quality performance. And, you know, we do expect to see that from him. And he's always setting the bar high for himself. And sometimes I think we just kind of get numb to how good this guy really is.
And, Greg, you know how it was as the marked man when you were playing on great teams in your past. It's hard to perform when everybody's locked in on you. To be able to play like he has when you have a reputation of being the guy, that's impressive.
Chicago leading by 4. Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, actually excellent talent to make it special, and that combination is a winning one.
And on the floor for Steve Kerr as we get into the second half. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. The Splash Brothers are the guards, and it's Barnes in at the small forward position.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside. And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register 1 win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
Now Curry. After Jimmy Butler missed from long range. The drive by Green. Bogut trying to get open. And it's Green missing. Chicago leading. Outside Rose. Now the dish to Gibson. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And, you know, getting back to that point about the Bulls beating every team in the league, only the Spurs and Warriors were the other teams to do that. Goes to show just how tough last year's Bulls squad was. And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA, already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, you know, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
Now here's Barnes for the 3. Second chance shot. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Chicago. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. Andre Iguodala, he's checked in for Golden State. Last season, Draymond Green taking over the starting power forward role in Golden State. Last season, David Lee was injured, remember, in preseason. Green was inserted, and he's been terrific ever since.
Absolutely superb. A former second-round pick, his emergence has fueled this team's rise to greatness.
Now here's Butler. Just 5 on the clock. Green with the block. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Kicks it out to Iguodala for the lead. Count the bucket. And the Warriors lead by 1.
And I really have always felt Draymond Green was one of those unique players. I mean, he kind of a tweener in terms of that small forward, power forward at only 6'7". But he's got toughness. The long arms enable him to defend bigger guys. And also